Welcome to my kitchen, and tonight I'm going to be making a recipe from the Fixate cookbook that Autumn put out for Beachbody. So I'm going to be making the Open Meatball Sub, and what I noticed for dinner, the first thing we have to do is make the Italian meatballs, which are on page 153. So if I go to page 153, it shows me the Italian meatballs with grandma's tomato sauce. Tonight I'm going to be focusing on the meatballs. I'm not going to be focusing on how to make the tomato sauce. I already have my tomato sauce simmering back there. Just so you know, my toddlers may make an appearance, or you might be able to hear them throughout the video. Just be warned. They know that I'm filming, so we'll see what happens. Alright, let's get started. Alright, hi guys. Tonight we're going to cook Italian meatballs with grandma's tomato sauce. I have the tomato sauce cooking right now on the back burner. You might hear some screams in the background. You moms know what it's like to try to cook or make a video with kids at home. Tonight we're just focusing on the meatball recipe. So I have a pan here, heating up some olive oil on medium-low heat, as Autumn directs me to. I have my oven preheated at 425 for the meatballs. So I also have a large baking sheet here lined with parchment paper, and it is lightly sprayed with olive oil. I use the olive oil pan spray when I do that. The first direction is to take your breadcrumbs and milk, and you're going to mix them and set aside for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to do that now, so that way it is ready. And so I'll kind of keep an eye on the clock. It's 4:32 my time, so hopefully by 4:42 I'm ready for these puppies. Alright, then next thing I'm going to do is add the onion, and I'm going to cook it for about 5 minutes or so, and I'm going to do that over the medium-low heat. And I'm going to do that until, let's see, it says it wants us to do that until the onion is translucent. So what that means is it's kind of like a see-through, and not just oily see-through, like it's actually cooked. It's not caramelized or browned, it's just cooked until it's soft. So in 5 minutes, when that's cooked and probably pretty translucent, I'll add the garlic to that and then cook for another minute, just enough to get the garlic flavor out of that and to make it a little bit more tender. Alright, I have my onions that have been cooking here on medium heat for about 7 minutes. About a minute ago I added the garlic to that, so I have my onions and my garlic that are nice and translucent, and they are ready to go. So after adding the garlic and cooking for a minute, you're going to combine this with the turkey, the ground turkey, and I have my bowl of ground turkey over here. So I'm going to combine this and some other ingredients. So I'm going to take you over to this side of my kitchen for a minute, where we're going to kind of combine everything together. Hope you enjoy my toddler in the background playing in the refrigerator. So I'm going to take my mixture here, and I'm going to dump my onions onions and garlic into my 93% lean ground turkey, and I'm going to put them in there like that. Throw that, make sure I turn the stove off. I had to move you guys because you were on top of my recipe. Alright, so I'm going to combine that. I got the turkey. I have 1 egg beaten here. I have my parsley and oregano in here. Oh, and I also threw in a little bit of basil. It was against the recipe, but I love cooking with basil. I have my salt and pepper here, and it is sea salt, so I'll put that in there. And I'm going to take my breadcrumb mixture, and it's exactly 442, so that worked out perfectly. And if you notice, after soaking, it kind of turned into almost like a little pudding here, so I'm going to throw that in there. Okay. I'm going to mix this right here with a wooden spoon. same spoon I used before. Get it all together. We might be getting our hands dirty tonight. Alright. So I've got this all good to go and mixed up here pretty well. Now, what you're going to have to do after you mix this is you're going to have to refrigerate this for about an hour, a little more, a little less, until it's kind of chilled. I don't typically do the full hour. I just make sure it's mixed and chilled a little bit. And so as soon as that's done, we're going to roll these into little 1-inch meatballs. Alright, there you go. So there's it. It is mixed. Looks pretty good. It's kind of pasty, but I like that the breadcrumb mixture. I've never done that before where I soak the breadcrumbs and the milk first. So that's really interesting. It does kind of make it pretty thick. Oh, I just noticed a big glob in there of the breadcrumbs and milk. So I guess we have to be careful about making sure that's mixed in really well, and you don't want to bite into a big chunk of breadcrumb mixture when you're thinking you're biting into a meatball. Alright, so alright, we're ready to roll some meatballs. I did realize that I forgot to mix in the Parmesan cheese shredded in there, so right before we roll those meatballs, I'm going to mix that in real quick. I love the flavor that Parmesan cheese gives meatballs. It's kind of a little salty, but it works in really well. That's what I usually have put in my meatballs. Okay, so we have it ready. It's a little thicker since it's in the fridge. Okay, she would like, so when I say she, I mean Autumn, she says about 42 1-inch meatballs. I did cut the recipe in half, so I'm guessing I get about 21. So if I look at that, that's probably about the right size there. And I'm just going to spread those out on my cookie sheet. And once I have all these rolled out and I've got 21 decently sized 1-inch meatballs, then we'll stick those in the oven and we'll bake them. It's preheated to 425. So we're going to bake them for about 13 to 18 minutes. It doesn't say this in the directions, but just from experience, I'm going to roll them on the pan a little bit, about halfway through, so they cook evenly. And so we'll get those, they're just a little gooey. It is different cooking with ground turkey than it is ground beef, so if you're not used to it and you haven't done it before, it will have a different texture, but it's okay. It's supposed to be like that. And it'll still turn out really good because it'll bake. And with the breadcrumbs in there and baking at such a high heat, it'll turn out really nice. And the moisture will pretty much be absorbed. Some people, they use like a little mini melon baller or an ice cream scoop to do their meatballs. I don't. I just pick them up with my fingers and roll it in the palm of my hand. And if it's a little imperfect, it doesn't really bother me much. I just try to make sure they're all the right size so that they cook evenly and they're not all, like one's not cooked through and one's half cooked. You want them all cooked about the same. So if some seem a little bit bigger, just pinch off, just like I just did. Pinch off a little of the mixture. If they seem a little small, you can just add a little glob of the mixture. Alright, so we'll roll those and stick them on the oven. Alright, I wanted to show you the meatballs that I was able to roll out. Did I come out with 21 meatballs like the recipe said? No. It never works out for me when it says it'll make like X amount. I usually come up with either more or less. So I have 25. I'm pretty sure they're at least 1 inch in diameter. So I'm guessing that I had maybe a little over a pound of turkey, which is fine. It should still work out. So I'll be back to show you the meatballs after they're done cooking. Alright, see you in about 13 to 18 minutes. Alright guys, I just finished checking the meatballs, and I did check their temperature. So I put 2 meatballs on my little Walmart thermometer, and it is definitely ready. So it is time to plate. I took my wheat rolls, so I got them just at the, I think I got them at King Soopers today, and I put just a little tiny bit of butter and toasted them with some garlic salt just to make them more like garlic bread. And so I'm going to take them and I'm going to put 2 on each roll, because they're pretty small rolls. They're not very big. Looks like the one that Autumn had in the cookbook is a little bit bigger than that, so I'll take them, put them on the rolls like this. With the exception of my kids, their bread is going to be on this side, and then I'll put their meatballs, and I'll cut up my son's. He's only 2. My daughter's 4. She does not like when I cook her meat or cut up her meatballs for her just yet. So now I'm going to take that tomato sauce and I'm going to put some over the meatballs like that. You can hear my son thinking he's going to come help us. We're saucy people, so I do put a little extra. So I put that on. A few scoops. And put it on my kids, just a little bit on theirs. Don't touch it, buddy, it's hot, okay? Now I'm going to top with mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. Looks like, so I'll just take it and sprinkle that across the top so that it's plated and ready to go. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have cheese with it. Oh, can you leave it? It's not ready yet. And then sprinkle the Parmesan. No, not yet. It's hot. It is hot, yep. And so I also did a little spinach tomato salad on the side for this one, since we were having it for dinner. It says to use chopped flat leaf parsley for the garnish, and I'm out because I use all mine, but I always have basil, it seems like. So I'm going to take a little bit of basil, and I'll just sprinkle it all across the top. A little bit of fresh basil leaves for a little bit of a garnish. Probably not on my kids, they don't really care about that too much, just some chunky, big pieces of basil on there. Alright, so let's go ahead and move it over so you can see a little bit. We got our Open Meatball Sub, which is on page 135 of the new Fixate cookbook. Alright, we're about to go enjoy, and I'm also pairing this with my favorite new red wine. I don't know if you've tried it yet. I'm not so much of a red wine person, but lately I've been craving it, and so, of course, out of a mason jar. If you're a parent, you know that wine glasses can be very dangerous with kids around. So I've been kind of loving this new Dark Horse. It's a red wine blend, and that's been my favorite red wine lately. So if you haven't tried it, try it. It's really smooth and it's delicious. All right, have a good night.